Thursday, April 22nd, Canucks Game Day Report taking on the Ottawa Senators tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. We've got the Canucks against the Senators, who are kind of rebounding, but the Canucks just won two big games against the Toronto Maple Leafs to really revitalize any chance they have at the playoffs. On this video, we're going to go over the Canucks playoff chances, and we're going to go over the Canucks lineup for tonight and my thoughts on what Travis Green is putting together. So to start with, Montreal Canadiens beat the Edmonton Oilers last night 4-3. Edmonton almost able to bring it back in the dying minutes, but not able to get the job done. Because of that, the Habs pick up a crucial 2 points. While the Canucks were off for about 3 weeks, Montreal just couldn't put any wins together, and because of that, the Canucks playoff chances slowly crept up, and then those two big wins against Toronto cemented them as an actual player in the playoff race. So after that Habs win, the Canucks playoff percentage chances, this is all from The Athletic, dropped a couple of percentage points down to 14% after that Habs win. So the Canucks, if you look at the standings, are now 10 points back of the Montreal Canadiens with 5 games in hand. So basically, if the Canucks were to win the next 5, they would effectively be tied in the standings, although the Habs are going to play some games here as well. So kind of tough to tell exactly how that would end up. But the Canucks going into a 4-game set in a row against the Ottawa Senators. They are 5-0 against the Ottawa Senators thus far this year. So if the Canucks can pull off 4 wins here, that would be huge. Now, Ottawa has been better lately, though. They have been beating some other teams in the North Division. So Ottawa is sort of putting the pieces together, becoming a better team. So the Canucks are not, this isn't a free 4 wins, right? The Canucks are going to need to work for this. Let's go over to the lines. Thatcher Demko draws in. This is the big change. Braden Holtby will not be the starter tonight. Holtby will get a bit of a rest. Now, I agree with this decision. Demko needs to get some games in, and yes, Holtby was fantastic in both of those games against Toronto, but we know that Demko has that caliber as well. If you're going to want to make a playoff push, you're going to need your number 1 goalie to be your number 1 goalie, and he's going to need to be playing at a number 1 goalie level. Now, there's no point running Braden Holtby into the ground here against the Ottawa Senators here. You could just keep playing him until he blows up one night, which will probably happen eventually, or you can go back to Demko, and if you have 2 goalies rolling, and you can just basically cycle them back and forth between games, and both of them are playing at an above average level, you are laughing going into this playoff points. Yeah, if both goalies can be what they've showed recently, I mean, Demko obviously before the pandemic, not before the pandemic, but before the Canucks COVID-19 outbreak, then man, what a power duo the Canucks would have there with 2 goalies performing at a top level. Also, Thatcher Demko against the Ottawa Senators this year is 4-0. He has played 4 of the 5 Canucks games against Ottawa. He has a .962 save percentage. Absolutely phenomenal play from Demko whenever he has gone up against the Sens this year. So on the top line, we do see a slight change. Nils Hoglander not playing with Pearson and Horvat tonight, at least to start the game. Brock Besser going on to that line, maybe trying to add a little bit more of a scoring touch, a bit of snipe show to go with Pearson and Horvat, who have been playing very well the last 2 games. On the second line, we see top 6 Matthew Highmore. Now, Adam Gaudette didn't get many shots in the top 6, but they're going to give Highmore a shot. I thought he looked all right in those 2 games against Toronto. He looked pretty speedy. I think, if he's able to come into the top 6 and show that he belongs, then that is a pretty good thing for the Vancouver Canucks here. He'll be playing with JT Miller in the middle and Nils Hoglander on the side. This is a line that I can just see as a work line, right? You have Hoglander, who just is a machine battling in the corners and winning puck battles. You have Highmore, who's basically, his job is to be quick and to try to win puck battles as well. And then you have JT Miller, who's also a hard worker, a high effort level, but he can also put the puck in the net. So I'm interested to see how this second line starts out. Basically, the Canucks are moving Jimmy Vesey down to that third line. I guess they didn't love how he sort of interacted with those top couple of lines there. So he won't be getting another 21 minutes of ice time tonight. He'll be playing on that third line with Jake Virtanen and Travis Boyd. Again, pretty okay with this as a third line. Hopefully we do see Jake Vertan in pot one so we can get the shotgun emojis going. By the way, I did launch a VIP memberships program, so if you are interested in joining and getting some emojis to use in these comment sections, you can just click that join button down below. $3 a month. Again, no pressure to do so, just sort of a fun extra thing. And that fourth line, Mark Michaelis, Brandon Sutter, Jace Howerluck. Don't expect this unit to get a ton of ice time, but what's interesting to me is the extras here. As you can see below Demko's name there, Cole Lind and Zach McEwen are the extras here. I'm kind of surprised that Michaelis is in over a McEwen. Cole Lind, I'm not too surprised to not see in the lineup. I can see Travis Green not wanting to put a ton of, throw a ton of guys into the fire here. I do hope that we do get to see some Cole Lind over these 4 games. But I am definitely surprised that Zach McEwen is not drawing into the lineup. On the defensive side, 0 changes here. Obviously, Alex Edler's still out for tonight's game with the suspension. He can return on Saturday, and in that case, we'll see either Juolevi or Chatfield likely slot out. One thing I did forget to mention on the forward side, Tyler Mott still out, still recovering from COVID, so hopefully he's able to come back soon, and then we'll likely see him take one of Michaelis or Howerluck's spots, and then probably move Vertanen down to the fourth line and Mott would go in the third or something similar to that. Going back to the defense though, so Schmidt-Myers on that top pair, again, we'll see them get a lot of ice time. Hughes-Hamonic will also get a lot of ice time, and that Juolevi-Chatfield pairing, again, I thought was pretty good the other day. I've been liking Chatfield's game quite a bit, so we'll see what they put together on the third pair. Extra D-men, again, Alex Edler being suspended, and Madison Bowie still not getting a shot in the lineup, which doesn't really surprise me with how well Chatfield played. Especially, again, I go back to that game against Toronto, the first game back on Sunday night, that beautiful pass to Nils Hoglander. And again, I mentioned this in our post-game recap, that Chatfield just looks more confident. He's definitely looking like he's building up the strength inside to go out there and make those plays and get risky with it. I do really respect that. And, you know, as a third pairing guy, he's probably only going to get 10 to 12, 13 minutes a night. So he's going to want to make that time count, especially when Alex Edler comes back on Saturday, right? Chatfield doesn't want to be the guy to draw to the lineup on Saturday. He wants that to be his partner, Juolevi. So he's going to do everything he can to work hard and make his self known on the ice. Anyways, that's pretty much it for our pre-game preview. I am hoping the Canucks can pull out a win here or 4. Again, winning 4 games against any team in the NHL is very difficult, especially in a row, and especially with how Ottawa has been playing better as of late. The Canucks are going to need to win at least 3 of these games, though, if they want to stay in the thick of the playoff race, and they're going to need Montreal to continue their collapse. Anyways, you can follow me on Twitter right there, ParkersPucks. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, ParkersPucks, and go subscribe to the Canucks After Dark YouTube channel, my weekly show with Canuck Clay every Monday night at 10 p.m. You can also find that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Overcast, Anchor, everywhere you get your podcasts. It's there. Go subscribe. We hit number 66 in hockey podcasts in Canada at our peak after our first episode. So that was really cool. Clay noticed that yesterday. So again, we thank you guys for the support on that. It's doing much better than we thought, but we do want to get that up to 200 subscribers before Monday. So go subscribe to the Canucks After Dark channel. Also, you can subscribe to my YouTube here. Again, you can join the membership program if you want some sweet emojis to use in chat, and a fancy role on my Discord server, and a monthly members only live stream. Anyways, that's all I've got for this one. Enjoy the game tonight. I will be, I'll have a video up about 20 minutes after the game, my post-game recap. And on Saturday, we'll probably do a live stream watch along for the Canucks and Sens on Saturday night. Anyways, enjoy the game tonight, and I'll see you later.